Hello everyone. So today I have a clean with me before my son's birthday. His birthday I believe was probably the next day after this video, or after I recorded this video, and as you can see my house is completely destroyed. Here is my little game play area. And right now I'm just starting in the kitchen, which is always usually pretty destroyed. There's a lot of stuff on the counters, and I'm just basically just trying to clear everything off as quickly as I can. I'm only doing this, I think I only gave myself an hour to do this clean because I had so much other stuff to do that day. So I just did what I could do in 1 hour. Before I started just getting straight into the cleaning, I did want to make myself a bucket of mop water, and I had Fabuloso and bleach in there and some just really, really hot water. So yeah, while I don't know why I always wait till the day before or the day of to actually clean the house before we have company come over, but I feel like it's probably a really great motivator because this house would probably have stayed the same way for another 2 days, which is really sad, but yeah. So as you can see, there's actually the dishes really weren't that bad on this day. I think that I did do the dishes the day before. I could be lying, but to me it doesn't look too bad. I did stop right here to start my timer. I gave myself 15 minutes. I think to do the whole kitchen, I usually only take about 15 minutes to do the dishes, which includes putting away the dishes and loading them into the dishwasher. I struggle a lot with keeping the dishes out of my sink in general, but yeah, 15 minutes is usually all it takes. So I have to always remind myself that dishes don't take as long as I think they will. Cleaning, I feel like, or not even cleaning, I feel like what I'm doing is just tidying, but I feel like tidying takes longer in my head than it actually does in reality. So that's always something that I have to tell myself just to kind of get me motivated. So I think that the kitchen was actually the um, part of my house that took the longest to tidy, just because of how wrecked it was, and just because I also had to go through and hand wash a few things as well. Um, but as you can see, I just finished doing the dishes and clearing off the counters, and now I'm just going to wipe all the counters off before I move on to the next room. So right now I'm moving on to my little dining table area and the living room. Usually what I like to do, like right after I do the dishes, is I go and I wipe down this table, because this at this time that I filmed this video, this is where the kids were usually eating at during the day. So there was always crumbs and stuff to wipe and pick up. I think they had just did a project with clay and paint this day, and so I had to scratch a lot of that off, and honestly some of it still hasn't came up, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to kind of scrape those harder to reach places. But for the sake of this video, and for the sake of the time that I had to clean, I just did what I could and wiped off what I could and went from there. I did try to scrape a few pieces off, but they just weren't coming up. And I only gave myself 15 minutes for this room. So I think all in all, I gave myself 15 minutes for the kitchen, 15 minutes for this room. And then I had another area, I think I gave myself 15 minutes for mopping and vacuuming, and then to clean that other, the play area. So just like the main areas of my house, I gave myself that full hour for. So right now I am about to start mopping. I did not sweep my floor prior to this. This is actually a tip that I learned from my aunt. She said um, that when you have a lot of hard floors and you have to mop, instead of sweeping first, use the mop as the broom. So you sweep and you mop at the same time. And honestly, that trick was like just life changing for me. So that's all I ever do when I do mop is I use the mop as the broom because it just seemed really like repetitive to go over the floor and it's just more time consuming. So for me, this is just what I prefer. Um, Let me know if anyone else or if any of you guys do the same thing. If not, let me know if you'd be willing to try it. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of just moving as quickly as I can. Didn't really stop over any like stubborn areas. If I couldn't pick it up in like a few, uh, like 2 or 3 swipes, I just moved on. Just because I was trying to go super quickly, and yeah, I just did this front room where the floors are brown, and I believe I also moved on to the kitchen. Um, I could be lying, but I do think I did the kitchen as well. But for this technique, what I do like to do is I like to kind of sweep all of the trash and debris just into a pile the same way you would do when you're sweeping. And then I would sweep it up and then I would go back and mop over that area that I gathered the trash in just to make sure there was nothing left behind. And as you can see, I'm here doing the same thing in the kitchen, kind of just sweeping. I didn't sweep before. I'm just using the mop to sweep everything up as I go. And I'm also mopping at the same time. And I just moved everything into a pile. Um, I, as you can see, there is stuff stuck on the floor. You probably can't tell because the floors just look brown themselves, but I could, and like I said, if I couldn't get it off with like 2 to 3 mops or a quick scrape, I just kind of kept moving. Um, I am mopping around all the trash, but I do go back later in this video and take all that trash out and mop that area as well. So over here is the playroom. It really wasn't that bad, to be honest. It was just a bunch of blankets and dog toys and just random things. Not that many random things on the floor. And then there's also a lot of clutter on top of the shelves. I don't touch any of that because it was just too much to handle and I just didn't have time. So yeah, it was a quick tidy up right there. And then I plan to vacuum this rug and the front rug. Alright, that's it for today's video. If you stayed until the end, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.